Hello students, now let us solve some problems on AC circuits. Okay, so here we have problem number 1. Period of sine wave is 20 milliseconds. Then what is the frequency? So what? Period means time period. Okay, so let us try to solve this. We have given the time period T is equal to 20 milliseconds. Okay, 20 milliseconds can be written as 20 into 10 power minus 3 seconds. Okay, now we need to find frequency. F equal to frequency. So what is the relation between frequency and time period? That is F equal to 1 by T, where T is time period. Okay, T equal to time period. So if you simply substitute the T value here, then you are going to get the frequency 20 into 10 power minus 3. So we are going to get frequency as 50 Hz. Okay, now let us proceed with second problem. Here we have given different time periods. We need to find frequency. Calculate the frequency of each of the following values of time period. Okay, so what is the time period T for this problem? One is T1 is 2 milliseconds. So what is the frequency? Let us say F1, that will be 1 by T1, which equal to 1 by 2 milliseconds. Milli is 10 power minus 3, that is around 50. What is the value? 500 H. Okay, similarly let us find this one. T2 equal to 100 milliseconds. So milli is 100 into milli is 10 power minus 3. So if you find frequency for this time period, that will be 1 by T2. Okay, so F2 will be 1 by 100. If you shift the 10 power minus 3 to the numerator, that will be 10 power plus 3, that is around 10 H. Okay, and the third question is T3 equal to 5 milliseconds. So T3 will be equal to 5 into, okay, T3 equal to 5 milliseconds, right? That is 5 into 10 power minus 3. 5 into minus 3 seconds, right? T3 is 5 into minus 3 seconds. So we are going to find F3, that is 1 by T3 here. Okay, so F3 will become 1 by 5 into 10 power minus 3. So that will be 1000 by 5. So that will be around 200 H. F3 is 200 H. Now let us find our fourth frequency for 5 seconds of time period. So F4 will be 1 by T4, that is F4 equal to 1 by 5 seconds, that is around 0.2 Hz. Okay, so this is how you need to find frequency for given time period. If you are given frequency, you can find the time period with T equal to 1 by F formula. Okay, so what you need to remember is, you need to remember this formula, F equal to 1 by T, right? F equal to 1 by T is the formula to be remembered to solve frequency and time period questions. Okay, now let us proceed further. So here we have third problem, that is determine the instantaneous value at 90-degree point on the x-axis for each sine wave shown. So that is the question. We need to find the instantaneous value. Okay. So I have already told you what is an instantaneous value, that is B equal to Vm sine omega t. This is called instantaneous value. Instantaneous voltage. Okay, so what is the given waveforms? Now we need to draw the given waveforms here. Okay, so we have two waveforms, one is a waveform A and waveform B. Okay, waveform A is starting at 0 degree, but a waveform B is starting at pi by 4 degree. That is, waveform A is leading compared to a waveform B, that is waveform B is starting after pi by 4 degrees. Okay, so we need to write the expression for two waveforms here, that is VA will be V capital A M. This is peak value for that A waveform, and sine omega t, plus it is starting at 0 degrees, so there is no phase shift. And we need to write down the expression for B waveform, that is VB equal to, okay, this is small one, so VBM is the peak value of B waveform, and sine, here it is starting after pi by 4, that is it is delaying by pi by 4 angle. Okay, so this is how you need to write the expression, because after pi by 4 phase shift only our second waveform is starting. Okay, so this is the starting point of second waveform B. So you need to mention this pi by 4 and you need to subtract it from omega t. Okay, because after pi by 4 degrees only our second wave is starting. So this is how you need to represent. Now we need to find instantaneous values at omega t is equal to 90. This is question. We need to find VA and VB. Okay, VA and VB at 90 degrees. That is the question. Determine instantaneous values at 90 degrees point on x-axis for each sine wave. So what is the value of each and every waveform at 90 degrees time period? So that was the question. Okay, now let us find it. So I am finding VA here. VA equal to VAM sine omega t plus 0. What is VAM here? Peak value of sine first sine wave, that is A sine. So what is the peak value of that A waveform? That is 10 volts given here. Okay, here I am mentioning VAM, it is capital VAM is equal to 10 volts, whereas capital VBM, what is the peak value of B waveform? That is 8 volts here. It is 8 volts. You can observe the waveform here. We can find the peak values, which is the maximum value of that sinusoidal waveform. Okay, so VAM is 10 volts and VBM is 8 volts. Now let us substitute VAM in our instantaneous value, that will be 10 sine. What is the omega t we need to substitute? That is 90 degrees here. Okay, so here I am mentioning that instantaneous values of sinusoidal waveforms at omega t equal to 90 degrees instant. Okay, this is what we need to find, right? Now I am finding VA, that is 10. What is sine 90? That is 1. So VA equal to 10 volts. Okay, so VA, that is instantaneous value of first waveform at 90 degree instance, is 10 volts. Now let us find VB. Okay, now let us find VB. So VB is given as, what is VB here? Instantaneous value of second waveform is VBM sine. It has started after pi by 4, that is minus pi by 4 degree. So VBM is 8 volts and sine omega t is 90 degrees here. Into pi by 4 is nothing but, what is pi here? Pi value is 180 degrees equivalent. So pi by 4 will be 180 by 4, that is nothing but 45 degrees. Okay, pi by 4 is nothing but 45 degrees. Okay, now I am substituting 45 degrees here. That will be 8 sine 45 degrees. What is sine 45 here? That is 1 by root 2. Okay, so we can find VB, which equal to 8 into 1 by root 2 is 0.707, and its value is given as VB, value of second waveform at a 90 degrees instance. Okay, so that is 5.66 volts. It is 5.66 volts. So this is VB, instantaneous value at 90 degrees instance. Okay, so this is how you need to find the values according to your question. Okay, now let us proceed further. Now let us see fourth question. Here a sine wave has a peak value of 12 volts. Then determine the following values. First one is RMS value, average value, peak factor, also called as crest factor, and the fourth one is form factor. So we need to find these four things. We have a peak value. Okay, so let us write down what we have. So we have peak value of sine wave. So what is the peak value? That is Vm, right? Vm is equal to 12 volts. So we have only peak value. We need to find RMS value, average value, form factor, and peak factor. So let us find first one, that is RMS value, root mean square value. So what is the root mean square value? that is VRMS is given as, what is that, 0.707, okay, 0.707 into VM. So this is what we have derived in the earlier classes. Okay, so VRMS is nothing but 0.707 VM, also VM by root 2. It can also be written as VM by root 2. VRMS is also VM by root 2. Okay, so you can use any of the formulas. Okay, now let us substitute the peak value here to find VRMS, that is 0.707 into 12 will be VRMS voltage, that is 8.48 volts. So VRMS to be found is 8.48 volts. Now let us find the second value, that is average value. Average, that is, how can you find average here? So V average equal to 0.637 VM. This is what the expression for VM when we have peak voltage. Okay, so if we have peak voltage, you can substitute directly in this expression so that you can get the value of V average. So this is also can be 2 VM by pi, right? 2 VM by pi. So V average is nothing but 2 VM by pi. Now V average equal to 0.637 into what is peak value, that is 12, right? So V average can be obtained as 7.64 volts. Okay, so for a sine wave having 12 volts peak is having a RMS voltage of 8.48 volts and average voltage of 7.64 volts. Now let us find peak factor, which is also called as crest factor. Okay, so what is the expression for that peak factor here? Here peak factor or crest factor is given as peak value by RMS value. Okay, so this was the expression. And what is the expression for form factor? Form factor is what, RMS value by average value. So we have these values. Peak factor, we have peak value, we have RMS value, and we have RMS value, and we have average value. We can substitute those values in this formula so that you can get peak factor as well as form factor. Now let us find peak factor. Okay, so I'm finding peak factor now. What is peak factor? Also called as crest factor or crest factor. So why it is also called as crest factor means, so here we have a sine wave. Let us assume this as sine wave. So this is what we call peak value, right? And this is also called as crest. Okay, this point is called crest. That's why it is called crest factor. Okay, so peak factor equal to peak value by RMS value. Can be RMS value of voltage or RMS value of current. Okay, now I'm substituting the values of peak value. What is the peak value given? It is 12 volts. And what is the RMS value we have obtained? That is 8.48 volts. So what is the peak value or crest value we have? It is 1.415. So because it is factor, there will be no units. Okay, so peak factor equal to 1.415. Now let us find our final value, that is form factor. Okay, this form factor here, form factor is nothing but ratio of RMS value of that quantity by M average value, right? Form factor equal to RMS value by average value. So we have RMS value and we have average value. So we can find form factor equal to RMS value is 8.48 volts and average value is 7.64 volts. So form factor of the sine wave is 1.11 and it is fixed. You can remember like what is the form factor of sine wave? You can directly say it is 1.11. Okay, it is fixed one. Form factor of sinusoidal waveform is 1.11. Okay, what is the form factor of sinusoidal wave? That is 1.1. Okay, so this is our fourth question. Now let us proceed. Here we have fifth question, that is a sinusoidal current wave is given by I equal to 50 sine 100 pi t. Then we need to determine the greatest rate of change of current. Second one is derive average and RMS values of current. Third one is the time interval between a maximum value and the next zero value of current. Okay, so this is a little bit interesting. If you observe here, we are given with a current waveform. So let me write that. So I'm going to write the current waveform here. Okay, so that is here. Let me write down what is given values here. So here given current waveform, that is I equal to pi 50 sine 100 pi t. Okay, so let us compare it with our instantaneous current, that is Im sine omega t is our instantaneous current. So if you compare equation 1 and 2 here, this is equation 1. So I am comparing equation 1 and 2 so that we can get some values here. So by comparing, you can say Im equal to 50 here, 50 amps, and omega equal to, what is omega? That is omega, what is the product, that is coefficient of time is nothing but omega, that is 100 pi here. Okay, so this is what we can get from the given data. Now what I am going to do is I am going to find frequency here. So how can you find frequency? Because omega is nothing but 2 pi f. Okay, so here this omega is nothing but 2 pi f. So you can directly substitute 2 pi f in place of omega, that is 100 pi. Okay, so you can cancel 2 5s are here, 2 5s are 50. So what is the frequency here? That is nothing but 50 Hz. Frequency is 50 Hz. So you have found frequency of the sine wave and you have find the maximum value of sine wave. Okay, so we can roughly draw the sine wave of that current waveform, that is like this. So I'm drawing that waveform here. So let us assume this as the current waveform. Okay, so what are the values here? Peak value is nothing but 50 amperes, right? Okay, peak value is 50 amperes. So peak value is 50 Hz, right? This is 50 amperes. Peak value of current is 50 amperes, and here the frequency is 50 Hz, means time period is 20 milliseconds. Okay, because frequency is 50 Hz, so 1 by 50 will be 20 milliseconds. Now let us find what are the let us find what are the questions we have. We need to find the greatest rate of change of current. So what is the greatest rate of change of current? What does that mean? Rate of change of current. Rate of change of current. Greatest means maximum value. So maximum rate of change of current we need to find. Okay, so let us try to find it. So what is the current waveform we are given? So we are given the current waveform, that is I equal to 50 sine 100 pi t. So this was the waveform given. So we need to find the greatest rate of change of current. Rate of change of current is nothing but di by dt is nothing but rate of change of current. This is the rate of change of current. Okay, so let us find d by dt of that current I. So that will be d by dt of what is current, that is 50 sine 100 pi t here. So that will be, so I am performing derivation here, that is 50 is constant, that is, and d by dt of sine will be cos 100 pi t, and the derivation for this angle will be 100 pi, right? So this is di by dt. So let me summarize this, that is 5000 pi cos 100 pi t. So this is what rate of change of current. We need to find maximum value of rate of change of current. Okay, so we need to find maximum value of rate of change of current. So how can you find maximum value of rate of change of current? This is di by dt, right? So we need to find maximum value of this. So maximum value of di by dt will come when this cos term will become 1. Okay, because this is the only variable thing here. So when the cos 100 pi t is 1, then you are going to get di by dt, which is of maximum equal to 5000 pi. So this is the maximum value of rate of change of current we need to find. Okay, this is the maximum value of rate of change of current, because cos pi 100 pi t will become 1, so our value will be equal to 5000 pi into 1 will be 5000 pi. So this is maximum value of rate of change of current. Now let us proceed with second question in the given problem. So what is the second question here? We need to derive average and RMS values of currents. Okay, so we need to derive average and RMS value. So you can simply find that. So what is we need to find average value. Average value first, average comma RMS values of currents. So these are the things to find. So what is I average we can find, what is I RMS we can find. So we can simply substitute the formulas, that is I average is nothing but 0.637 into IM, or you can also write as 2 IM by pi, or in case of RMS you can substitute 0.707 IM, or you can write it as IM by root 2. Okay? So if you substitute the values directly, you can find average and RMS values. So I'm starting 2 by pi into I max is 50 in the given question. Okay, so the average value of the current is come with 231.826 amperes. So this is average value. You can simply substitute formula and you can get the answers. Okay, so these are the formulas for average value of sinusoidal waveform. Okay, sorry, and these are the formulas for RMS values. Okay, just the variable will change. So for current it will be I, for voltage it will be V. Okay, so now let us find IRMS, that is 0.707 into IM is 50. So current IRMS current RMS current is 35.35 amperes. So this is value of RMS current for given waveform, 35.35 amperes. Now let us proceed the final one, that is time interval between a maximum value and the next zero value of current. So what does that mean? So let us see the waveform here. So he asked us to find time interval between maximum value and the next zero value of current. So that means here if you observe the graph here, the waveform here, so the time interval between maximum value is like what? This is, let us assume this as t1, the time period when the waveform is maximum. Okay, the current is maximum. Okay, so this is t1, and we need to find the interval between maximum value of current and next zero value of current. So this is the next zero of current, that is, let us assume this is t2. We need to find this time interval. Okay, so what is this time interval is the question. So what is this total time period? That is 20 milliseconds. Okay, so up to this point, that is 20 milliseconds. Okay, so what will be the time period for one half cycle? One full cycle it is 20 milliseconds. For one half cycle up to this, what is this? That is 10 milliseconds. Okay, and what is this t1 and t2? We need to find the time difference, that is t2 minus t1 is time interval. What is the interval between t1 and t2 is to be found. So if you clearly observe this is half cycle. The time period for half cycle is nothing but the time period between t1 and t2. Okay, so now let us find the time period, that is time period is also already found, that is, let us find fourth question here. So time period is 20 milliseconds. Now we need to find fourth of the time period because it is quarter cycle, right? This is one full cycle, this is half cycle, this is one quarter cycle. So that will be, we need to find time period for maximum value and next zero value, that is t by 4, that is 20 by 4 will be 5 milliseconds. So it will take 5 milliseconds for current to reach 0 from maximum value. So this is what the question is. Okay, so now we are done with this problem. Now let us proceed for another. So here our fifth problem is a sinusoidal voltage is applied to the circuit shown figure. Okay, the frequency is 3 kilohertz. It is 3 kilohertz here. Okay, and we need to find inductive reactance. So what is inductive reactance? So I have already told you what is inductive reactance here. What is inductive? So inductive, we are going to find inductive reactance here. So inductive reactance XL is given as omega L. Okay, also written as omega is 2 pi f into L. So this is what inductive reactance is. Okay, so you need to remember this, and units for this inductive reactance are ohms. Okay, so now let us substitute the values here. So here we have given data is, what is the given data here? We only have frequency, that is 3 kilohertz, and inductance value from the circuit, that is 2 millihenry. So if you observe this is pure inductive circuit. Okay, this is pure inductive circuit. So the given data is frequency and inductance value. So I am going to substitute them in the expression for inductive reactance, that is 2 pi FL, 2 pi in place of F, that given data is 3 into 10 power 3, kilo is 3 into 10 power 3, right? Into what is the inductance value, that is 2 into 10 power minus 3 milli. Okay, so inductive reactance for the inductor circuit here is, here this 10 power plus 3, 10 power minus 3 will get cancelled. That will be around 12 pi. 12 into 3.14. The value of pi here is 3.14. So if you substitute the value of pi, you are going to get it as 12 into 3.14. So that will be 37.69 ohms. Okay, XL inductive reactance of the given inductor is 37.69 ohms. Okay, so this is inductive reactance formula. XL equal to omega L. Omega is nothing but 2 pi F. Okay, now let us proceed for next question. Here we need to determine the RMS value of current in the circuit. So if you observe this, this is a pure inductive circuit, right? This is a pure inductive circuit. We need to find IRMS because we only find RMS current through AC circuits, right? And we are given with data that is VRMS equal to 10 volts, and here frequency is 10 kilohertz. So this is frequency actually. So this is frequency. Okay, now we need to find RMS current in the circuit. So how can we find RMS current? RMS current, how can you find this? RMS current can be written as, so what is expression for current? That is IRMS equal to VRMS by inductive reactance. This is RMS value current for inductive circuit, pure inductive circuit, for pure inductive circuits. Okay, current for IRMS for pure inductive circuit is VRMS by XL. Okay, so now let us proceed here. So we are going to find IRMS. For that we need to find XL, that is inductive reactance of the circuit, that is 2 pi into F into L. So let us find 2 pi FL, that is 2 pi. Frequency given is 10 into 10 power 3 Hz into L value is also given, that is 50 millihenry, that is 50 into 10 power minus 3 Henry. Right, so let us substitute that value, 50 into 10 power minus 3 Henry. So XL will come up like 3.141 into 10 power 3. Okay, so let us substitute this value in IRMS. IRMS can be written as VRMS given in the question as 10. Okay, so VRMS is 10 by XL is 3.141 into 10 power 3. So IRMS will be equal to, what is the value of IRMS here? That is 3.18 milliamperes. This is RMS current through the pure inductive circuit given. Okay, this is IRMS. Now let us proceed for another problem. Here we have sinusoidal voltage applied to a capacitor. Here we have a capacitor in the figure. Okay, so this is 3.2 figure number 3.42, and the frequency of the waveform is 2 kilohertz, and we need to find capacitive reactance. Okay, so let us write the given data here. Given data. What is given data? We have a capacitor of 0.01 microfarad. So micro is nothing but 10 power minus 6, right? And we have a frequency of 2 kilohertz. We need to find capacitive reactance. So what is the capacitive reactance formula? It is XC equal to 1 by omega C, which is also written as 1 by 2 pi FC, because omega equal to 2 pi F. Right, so let us find XC here, and units are ohms. XC is 1 by 2 pi, F is given as 2 into 10 power 3 into C is 0.01 into 10 power minus 6. So if you find the value, so XC will come up like 337, not 37, so it is 1, the value of XC is 7.96 kilo ohms. 7.96 kilo ohms. This is capacitive reactance value. Okay, so now let us proceed to our final problem. So here we have to determine the RMS current in the capacitive network. Okay, so this is a capacitive circuit, right? So here we have a capacitor, and we need to find RMS current. So capacitor is 0.01 microfarad and voltage Vrms is 5 volts and frequency is 5 kilohertz. We need to find RMS current through this capacitor circuit. So how can you find that RMS current? IRMS for capacitor circuit is Vrms by capacitor reactance, that is XC. Okay, so if you find XC, you can find IRMS. So what was the XC? You need to find XC here. So that is 1 by omega c. XC is nothing but 1 by omega c, that is 1 by 2 pi fc. So that is 1 by 2 pi into f is given in the question, that is 5 into 10 power 3, and c is also given in the question 0.01 into 10 power minus 6 farad. So fc will come up like, so if you find this values, fc will be, xc will be equal to 3.18 kilo ohms. Okay, this is xc value. Now we need to find IRMS. So IRMS equal to Vrms, that is 5 given in the question, by 3.18 kilo ohm. So that is IRMS is 1.57 milliamperes. So this is how you need to find. You need to remember the equations, then only you can easily solve the questions. Now let us find the final question, that is 10th question. Actually it is 10th question. Okay, draw the phasor diagrams to represent the two sine waves shown here. So we need to draw the phasors here. We need to draw the phasor diagrams. So how can you draw phasor diagrams? So you need to find instantaneous values of each waveform first. Instantaneous value. Okay, so how can you find that? So because they are, I think they are voltage waveforms. Let us consider as VA and VB. VA and VB. What is VA here? This waveform. So this is VA. So here we have peak value of 1.5, and let us consider it as sine omega t because it is starting at 0 instance. Now let us take B waveform. Here B waveform's peak value is 2 and sine omega t, and it is starting before A waveform, so it will be plus. And what is this phase shift pi? That is 45 degrees. Plus 45 can be written as, so 45 can be written as pi by 4. Okay, 45 degrees, if you convert it into radians, that is pi by 180, that is nothing but pi by 4, right? So these are the phasors: 1.5 sine omega t plus 0 and 2 sine omega t plus pi by 4 are the two sinusoidal waveforms. Now we need to find the phasors for these waveforms. Okay, so let us try to draw them. So I am taking the reference phasor like this. So 0 degrees. Now first waveform that is moving is B waveform, and it is having a phase shift of pi by 4. Okay, so it is pi by 4 will be 45 degrees angle. It is around like this. It is having a peak value of 2, magnitude 2. Now let us draw the second waveform, which is after waveform B, that is after 45 degrees, right? So this is pi by 4, that is nothing but 45 degrees. So let us mention it as 45 degrees. Now after 45 degrees only our A waveform is starting, right? So A waveform will be in phase with our reference waveform, and it has a peak value of 1.5. So this is how we can draw the phasors for given sinusoidal waveforms. Okay, so I hope you understand how to solve problems on AC circuits so far. Okay, so I will be giving you some problems so that you can understand it clear. Okay, thank you.